8 days. That's all you have. 8 days until June 12th. And if you don't know why that date matters, you could be sleeping on one of the most significant wealth generating opportunities this market has handed us in years. And I'm not talking about some moonshot crypto play or a meme stock. I'm talking about a company that most people on Wall Street haven't even found yet, trading right now under $4. But here's the thing. We need to do this right because there's a wrong way to play what's coming. And I've seen a lot of people get wrecked doing it. So before I give you the name, I want to walk you through 4 things in this video that are going to completely change how you think about this opportunity. First, we're going to break down exactly how a roadshow works, because understanding that process is how you find the edge. Second, I'm going to give you a full timeline, date by date, of what's about to unfold with the SpaceX IPO. Third, and this is the one most creators won't tell you, I'm going to explain exactly why you should not just buy SpaceX at the open, even if you can get access. And fourth, I'm going to show you the adjacent play, a $4 stock with direct ties to SpaceX that I think has more asymmetric upside than the IPO itself. Stick with me through all 4. This is the one you want to watch all the way through. Let's start with something most retail investors completely ignore: the roadshow. Because if you want to understand the SpaceX IPO, you need to understand the machine that drives it. A roadshow is essentially a 2 to 3 week campaign where a company's executives, alongside their investment bankers, travel to major financial centers and pitch institutional investors before a single share trades publicly. Think Goldman Sachs, Fidelity, BlackRock. These are the people in the room, not you, not me, at least not at that stage. The goal is to build a book of orders at a specific price range, which ultimately determines the IPO price. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Goldman Sachs published data showing that in the 12 months following high-profile IPOs, the average return for institutional investors who got in at the IPO price was over 100x in certain technology categories, 100 times. That's not a typo. These aren't lottery tickets. These are structured, deliberate allocations going to people who've already been briefed, already committed capital, and are playing a completely different game than the average person watching CNBC on launch day. That's the context. That's why understanding the roadshow isn't just trivia. It's the foundation of why the strategy I'm about to share exists in the first place. The institutional money is already positioned. Our job is to figure out where the smart money flows after the IPO and get there first. All right, let's get specific. Here's how the next several months are likely to play out based on what we know right now. June 4th. That's where we are. Reports have been circulating that SpaceX has formally kicked off its roadshow process with a targeted listing date in the second week of June. June 12th. This is the date that's getting flagged as the earliest possible trading window. That's 8 days from now, if the roadshow goes as planned and the book builds fast, which it likely will given the demand. June 12th is when shares could begin trading on the public market. The week after the IPO. This is typically when you see the first major volatility spike. Early retail buyers rush in, prices swing hard, and the people who bought it open either celebrate or panic, depending on which side of the wave they're on. Day 25 through day 90 post-IPO. This is historically the settling window. The stock finds its floor as the initial euphoria fades, analysts initiate coverage, and institutional players start making their next moves. And then there's the 180-day lockup expiration. This is the date that doesn't get talked about enough. 6 months after IPO, early employees and pre-IPO investors are legally allowed to sell their shares for the first time. That's when a second wave of volatility often hits, sometimes to the downside. Smart money knows this date. Most retail doesn't. Mark it on your calendar right now. So when you lay all of that out, you realize this isn't a one-day event. It's a 6-month story with multiple entry and exit points. And knowing where you are in that story is everything. Okay, here's the part most people skip. And it's the most important thing I'm going to say in this entire video. Do not buy SpaceX at the open.